Welcome to the Beat Around the Bench podcast about woodworking, good times, and general jackassery. With your hosts, Jess of Jess Build It, Colton of Cold Crate, and Ross of RNC Woodworking and Designs. You can find us all on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. In this week's episode, we shake and shimmy our way into your ear holes. Colton plays lumberjack with a potato gun. Jess works his way up to a stairway to heaven. And Ross decorates a castle with lion heads. All of that and more is coming right up on this episode of the Beat Around the Bench podcast. Now for episode 134, Florida Georgia Pine.
See, when I saw that, I read Florida Georgia Pine line. Like I saw the other one. Yeah.
Oh, that one fits so well. That's a good one.
That's
A plus.
Thank you.
Okay, food. I've got the food one. We're gonna do a little. We're gonna do both things a little different today.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
If you could rid, because I was listening to this gene like editing thing where this was it Bill Gates trying to get rid of mosquitoes to get rid of malaria or something.
Mhm.
If you could get rid of one food off the planet, now it can either be a made-up dish since this is fake anyway, or it can just be like a vegetable or a fruit or whatever. That's fine. It's your guess. But if you can get rid of one food off the planet so it never existed, so you never had to worry about eating it again, what would it be?
I would get rid of applesauce.
Applesauce?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
That is
With
a
cinnamon? Oh, I love applesauce.
Oh, now you're making it sound good with applesauce.
What about your
But
kid?
no, dude.
Your kid, you can't deprive your kid of cinnamon applesauce.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's growing up. I'm over it now, but growing up is a texture thing. I would rather die than eat that stuff. I'd rather eat white dog poop.
A
than,
textured thing.
Yeah, it's a big mushy thing of like.
Well, so is
apple,
all
I
baby
guess.
food,
and it's
dude.
kind of grainy.
Yeah.
Nope. I think I could eat it right now, but never gonna reach for it. Yeah.
Never gonna
Get rid of
buy it.
applesauce.
So-
Don't need it.
Colton, your answer just made me rethink my answer because I had two different answers before, but I realized they actually have like pretty substantial weight in the world of not only food, but also like just food science. So one of which is beets. I hate beets. I think they always taste like
dirt.
They taste like dirt. Doesn't matter what
Yeah.
you do. They're pickled. They're whatever. They taste like dirt, and I cannot
Yeah.
get past it.
They're so good.
I don't
for
mind
you, unfortunately.
beets.
But
Right.
there are a lot of times where beet sugar is used instead of cane sugar because it is much easier to make and much more readily available
Glycemic
and a lot
the whole
lot
deal, yeah.
less expensive. So I can just forego eating beets.
You're thinking
mush-
of the world, Ross.
Well,
That's
exactly. Mushrooms are the other one. I cannot stand because number one, they're slimy as hell. And number two, they always taste like dirt. No matter what you do, I always taste dirt. But I realize also that mushrooms are the communication network for forests. And they also have a massive piece of decomposition and they take care of the forest health. I will
recreation.
avoid them.
I love
Take a
mushrooms.
trip without leaving the farm.
There's no
man.
Yes.
calories in mushrooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I started every
But-
time I do fajitas now. I include mushrooms, and it's such a good. Like, just put it in there with the peppers and onions.
Vitamin D.
Wow.
So here's the one food I would get rid of because there is no actual value to humanity, and it is probably the grossest texture of a food.
Let me
And that
guess.
is what?
Well done steak.
You'll never
Nope.
guess it.
Cottage cheese.
Oh.
Cottage cheese is just lumpy, almost spoiled milk. Or like in the process of spoiling milk, and it's disgusting. I don't care what you do. And the psychopaths that put together the commercials that are like, we dip our fruit in here. No, you
They
don't.
mix it up.
No.
They mix it up.
Then
and
they go
turn it
stab
into-
people and bury them in the backyard. No,
You know
nobody
the-
does that.
You know the dad joke about cottage cheese, right?
I don't.
No. What is it?
Cottage cheese. I never thought about it. It's an actual cheese. It just occurred to me.
Yeah.
Occurred to me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me,
We keep
I
the
would
cottage
think-
cheese on stock though in our house. Crystal
people are like
loves it.
spinning it up in the food processor, turning it into like
Ugh.
cheese. 'Cause
Ugh.
basically, it's just separated whey
Ugh.
and I like
Yeah,
cottage cheese.
it's like they
Oh,
didn't
God.
finish turning it into cheese
With
like,
fruit?
No.
halfway.
So I would get rid of squash, like yellow squash.
What? Oh
I
man,
cannot stand that slimy texture in there. I've never liked squash. I mean, maybe
I'm that way
maybe
about
an
acorn squash. So
Yeah,
I can eat all the other squash. I had a like horrific traumatic experience with acorn squash as a child where I had to stay up until literally 6 a.m. because I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I finished a
Yeah.
half of an acorn squash as a 6-year-old. Like my dad was just in the mood and I will not touch it to this day because of it.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with acorn squash, but
So it's
It's
Just-
a big round one.
think of like a small
Green.
pumpkin. It's
Okay.
literally a green small pumpkin. It's about probably a third of the size of a normal pumpkin. But it is similar texture as well to the interior of a pumpkin. But usually the way
yeah.
you cook it, you cut it in half, you cover it in brown sugar and butter, and you just bake it. And then it's
Salty,
just
sweet.
salty, sweet mush.
Yeah, it is. It's squash.
Ugh.
I mean, you take
Interesting.
the seeds out. Yeah, I don't know. I like that. I could live with more than I can yellow squash. Like I just don't.
Really?
I don't
Just-
like it.
Man, hey, once we get you down here in Houston, I'm gonna cook
No,
some
I'm
yellow
good.
squash for you, man.
I'm gonna make you some
on the
applesauce.
griddle. It's so good.
Zucchini and squash, like
Sam's thing of applesauce.
zucchini and squash, when you slice them up, literally just olive oil, salt, and pepper, throw them on a griddle. They are incredible.
Yep.
So good.
I think.
Yeah, I've been trying to time how long it's on the griddle to where it's not too soft, right? Where it still has some umph to it, but it's still cooked.
It's
through
when they
and-
start to
yeah.
get translucent. When you can start to see through them, that's the point where you do it.
I think
Yeah.
a lot.
Well, I've
of
been taking
people-
off a little bit earlier than that, actually.
Okay.
But I guess that depends how thick you're cutting it. But yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people's pick would be olives. Over my life, I have heard more people hate olives with a passion, like on a desert island would starve before they touched an olive, green or black.
Mhm.
I love
and
olives.
I love,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, goat cheese stuffed olives, like you black olives
Ooh,
on
a
pizza.
dirty gin
like,
martini. That's my jam.
Olives are good.
What is everyone's stance on liver?
I like it fried. Yeah.
I like it fried. I don't think I've ever had like liver and onions. I always grew up on Braunschweiger, which is like basically
Yeah.
liver pate, and it's okay. It's rich, I don't need a lot of it.
I do not like it because it to me is so metallic tasting. Because the
Yes.
liver is like the Brillo pad for your organs.
High in iron. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you're trying to get your iron up, that's a great way to do it.
You're
But
supposed to, yeah.
yeah, I cannot get past that taste at all.
Yeah, I don't mind it so much.
And getting back to the things
about
tasting
gizzards?
like, no. The only time
No?
you do gizzards is when it's like ground up and like mixed in with stuff.
There was this
When they're
Indian
fried,
place
it's kind
in
of
a
chewy. It's
gas
almost
station,
fun,
livers and gizzards. You could get a thing of livers and gizzards for like $8, and
Of course you can because nobody wants it.
Right, that's right. It was like 2 pounds of it for nothing.
Yeah,
Obviously,
my dad and brother like to try to gross us out, right? Like it's almost like it's for attention. Like they, but for on my bachelor party, we went snow skiing in Breckenridge,
Mhm.
and my dad freaking brought a can of oysters, or yeah, it was like
Sardines?
no, it was oysters in a can. I don't know how they're cooked or whatever, but
They're not.
He's brought them out, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you got to eat these." Like was just eating them and trying to shove them in everybody's face.
Mm,
No,
Mm.
no,
no.
and as I said, obviously, beets and mushrooms to me just taste like dirt. If I'm eating a salad and I taste dirt because it didn't wash stuff enough, I'm done with that salad. I don't know why. It is just I taste dirt and I'm done.
Mm.
I gotcha.
I like.
Yeah.
So you don't have
mushrooms, man.
pica. All right. Gotcha.
Oh,
Pica?
or mushrooms in a crawfish boil too,
Yeah.
like the whole head mushroom. Yeah, they soak up. They soak up the spices decently, but the texture, I love those. Yeah.
You suck the head. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pica is like people that eat things that are unedible.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend who had a Pika dog. Yeah, we went in once and did an X-ray because he was acting weird, and we could see all these little pins He ate a whole pin cushion, like pins and all, and yeah, it was not good.
Pika, there was a guy in history. I'd have to, and it wasn't that long ago, and he was like he had like a sideshow, and he would eat anything, right? But it is recorded. He ate a Cessna. Took him a year and a half. He ate a Cessna, the
Like a
whole
Yes.
plane. Yes, he ate bolts. He ate all kind of stuff, and I don't know how he chewed a lot of it, but his stomach acid changed to where he could like digest those things. But there was another guy that was in the military that was kind of the same thing, Pika, but he never could eat enough. He had quadruple rations at one point. And he could not eat enough, and they put him on some medical thing, and like babies started disappearing. Like this guy could not get enough to eat, and he was very thin. And so they think now it was some sort of hypothyroidism or something like that, but also had Pika and was just like eating weird things.
Like babies?
Well, that was the conjecture that like as soon as the babies disappeared, there was like a couple babies, and then they were like, all right, he's off this part of the
That was a line
or whatever. Yeah, that was like back in the 50s. Very interesting.
Oh my god,
History of Everything podcast is pretty cool. But anyway,
yeah, Shoe Nice was one of the YouTubers we used to watch. He would eat a lot of stuff. So yeah, some of it unedible. But yeah, we watched him drink a whole fifth of Jack Daniels in like 30 seconds.
is that the guy that ate the tube of caulking?
It could be. I went and put it past him.
Yeah. Very odd.
Yeah, that was like back in 2008. About roughly. Shoe Nice.
Yeah, I think I saw him eat a tube of caulking. DAP. Like, yeah. I don't know if it was siliconized or not, but.
I believe it was Mao Zedong who said, "A dog that barks is really undercooked."
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys.
Yep.
That's interesting.
That
Hell
sure
yeah.
was. So, boys, what's going on
You
in the
first.
shop?
You
Me?
first. Yeah, you first.
Okay. Trying to think of what we talked about last show. In all honesty, I have been diving into a lot of kind of shop update things at the moment, as well as trying to plan out 3 or 4 different projects, one of which I wanted to talk to you guys about. I got a call from a customer, and he called up. He said, "Hey, I want you to come out to my house and give me an estimate on putting some lion heads on some posts."
Ooh.
And I'm like, this has so many different directions this could go. I kind of have to go check this out. So I get to this guy's house, and he tells me when I get there, I have always wanted my house to feel like a castle. And I look around, and he has like medieval tapestries hanging on the wall and like suit of armor in the corner. Like he wants a full-on castle. And he got these roughly 6 to 8 inch tall lion heads that would basically be like bookends, if you will. But they are post toppers, and he wants me to cut off the top of his stair, like interior stair posts, and attach these lion heads. And he was like, I want them to be like threaded from underneath. He's like, you can take the posts off. And I'm like, yeah, but then I have to take apart the entire stairwell. Like, that's not going to work well. And he's like, well, what is this going to cost? I need to know a rough estimate. And I'm like, honestly, there's 2 ways we can do this. One way is going to cost you about $250, and I'll be out of here in 3 hours. Another way is going to cost you about $1,200, and it'll be done the right way, but it's going to take a lot more time. And he was like, what's the difference in $1,000? And I was like, well, if I come through like quickly and do it in 3 hours, I will literally pick up the materials to glue this on, and I will kind of, put a dowel in so it stays in the right spot. But I will attach the track saw to the posts with a clamp, and then I will use my larger like beam saw and cut off the post tops so that it's all done evenly across the board. And then I will literally, with epoxy, like 5-minute epoxy, glue on these lion heads, and then we'll hit it with some stain and call it a day. And he's like, well, what about the $1,000 way? And I was like, well, that's going to be a lot more hand labor and cutting it correctly and using a laser level and making sure everything is done correctly. And he's like, well, why wouldn't you just do it the other way? I was like, because you don't seem like somebody who wants to spend an extra $1,000 on this, sir. And he was like, well, your first quote, the $250, came in like $750 less than the nearest guy. Why is that? He's like, are you sure you can do this? And I'm like, technically, yes, I can. He's like, do you ever work with this kind of stuff? I'm like, have I ever chopped off stair posts before to put on a lion head? No, but I work a lot with white oak. I know how this is going to work. I know how the reaction time is going to be with the epoxy. I'm not worried about that.
Right. Yeah.
The difference is the other guys who came in didn't want to do this job. And they literally said $1,000 for me to come out. And if you decide, okay, I'll pay the $1,000, then they'll suck it up and come do the job. But that's their number of, I don't want to do this. And so here you go. And he was like, well, why would anybody do that? I was like, well, truthfully, there's some times where it's not worth their time to come out. Like Jess, I thought about you. I was like, it's probably not worth your time to come out. But for me, for a quick 3-hour job, I wouldn't be mad about, $250 and just in and out. I have a feeling it'll land somewhere in between, somewhere in the 500 to 700 range based on what he wants and, other things he was asking to be done. But
Right.
It was an interesting project that I had not ever graced my presence before. So thought I
They
should
make double-sided lags.
Yeah, and that's basically what I was going to do. I would just have to like pre-drill and then pre-thread each side.
Draw it real straight. That's the hard part.
Yeah, so I asked him because he still has to order 2 more of the post heads, the line heads. I was like, if anything, I would take these to my drill press and just like, do them that way. So I know it's totally straight and centered, and I could do it in my shop in 20 minutes and then glue in stuff where it needed to be. Like there's an easy way to do this, or there's a more difficult way to do this. And you got to figure out which way you want these lion heads facing, because the stairs kind of zigzag down. It's a tight stairwell. It's not one that like wraps up in a grandiose way. It like comes down to a small landing and then out. He's like, another guy came in and told me that my stairs weren't up to code and he had to redo the whole stairs anyway. And I was like,
oh boy, here we go.
I was like, it's too tight of a stairwell to make a big difference. You technically have a handrail all the way around. So
To be a certain width.
yeah. And he was like, well, he said there was too much of a gap between like 2 of the spindles and one of the posts or something.
It's 4 inches now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the house is grandfathered in. So if we change it, then all of a sudden it has to be
Change it
something
more
different.
than 25%. Yeah.
But right now he's grandfathered in. So I was like, it's not worth changing out everything. Like that's part of where the other $1,000 comes from somebody else. So it was just interesting to hear the perspective of other contractors and what they wanted to or did not want to do. And I just saw it as a quick kind of in and out project. And I got to send him
a nice house.
It's a decent house. It's not one that I'd be like, wow, this is a palatial estate. I mean, it's clearly a dude who, I believe he's a retired veteran, and he's just really into medieval stuff.
Oh,
so,
you should mention your D&D table or your gaming table you're making.
I should.
I bet you there's a chance that he's into Dungeons and Dragons or D&D or whatever.
Yeah.
Some role playing.
Some sort of gaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but I will have to talk to him again anyway. So, just an interesting take on things. But outside of that, working on that table, and a couple other things are in the hopper. But yeah, that's about it for now.
Well, it's funny that you should mention stairs.
Ooh.
Because that will be my snugget for the day. So don't let me forget when we go to do snuggets. My hip tip for stairs. But I officially did, from pun intended, top to bottom, my first. Like, I've done parts of stairs, but never like tore an entire one down and then put it all back together with new rails and new posts and new newel posts. Learned all the words for all of it.
Ooh.
And no instruction. So, long story short, I figured it out. There's websites where you can buy all the parts, all kind of different stuff. Rails, newel posts. They did not sell the half newel posts, but it was such a simple design. I was able to make my own newel post to match half newel post where it meets into the wall, And then, as far as attaching what I had the hardest time was with the math on the height of the posts. And that's what I will be my snugget. But I finally figured that out with one quick Google search, which I should have done to begin with. And then
it's amazing what they have on the internet.
Yeah. And it really wasn't as apparent as it was this old guy. Like, this is how I do stairs. And then he showed like this one little trick. And I was like, you could do everything off of that one thing. And I was like, why didn't I think of that? So anyway, but we were talking about double-sided lags. So they make two different kinds for attaching a newel post to the floor. Okay. Basically straight to your floor, whether it's concrete or wood. I did not have those. They basically, it's like a big old 3/8, or they even make them 1/2-inch bolt that screws down into whatever it is, like concrete or wood, and you find your center. And then it has a special nut on it that's like a half circle. And they make one that's got like a little gear drive, and you drill up and through the center of the post, and then you drill into the post with a Forstner bit, like an 1.5-inch Forstner bit. And then it, like, you slide that in and then slide that nut on, and then the nut's got a gear drive, and it drives down that half circle, and it pulls that post down onto that lag bolt that you did it.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of those tearing furniture apart at.
But they're like $30 a piece. They're really expensive, and I had to order them. I couldn't find anybody in town that had one. But then, like at the Orange Place, they had ones for railings, and it's the same concept. One side you drill in to one side, like if you have a really long railing where it connects two railings together, that's what these were used for. Like, so it's like over 8 feet. Usually they don't sell railings in more than 8 foot, especially if you're getting shipped. And then you kind of do the same concept. One side's a lag, and it goes in to the one side, and you drive that in by putting two nuts on it, and then that'll drive it in. And then you drill from underneath on the other railing, and you can like do a little cutoff and make a template. So you drill on the same side, and then you just use a nut and a washer, or a half round washer, and it sucks the two railings together. Well, I use those on the floor, but they're only 5/16. So I put two, marked it all out, drilled another hole, put a sleeve nut, and then ran threaded rod up, and then did the same thing. And we basically had two bolts holding each newel post down. And I mean, it was pretty cool. It was really, really tight. Now, that only worked because I had a stud, not just the subfloor to screw into, but
your helper for the day.
Yeah, it worked.
Your stud.
It worked. Yeah, my stud. Yeah. And you have to have a ratchet wrench to tighten them down too, because you can't get a regular wrench or socket in there to tighten them down. But you just kind of play with it, figure it out. And I got those in, and then they had metal balusters, and then we bought this clip system where it's a clip at the top and a clip at the bottom. And these were 1/2-inch by 1/2-inch square steel tubes, and some were like a twist, looked like wrought iron. They were a twist. As it turns out, they were not aluminum; they were steel. So we cut them all with a grinder. But they like slide in, and then there's a little clip, and then it has a cover cap that slides over it.
Okay.
An escutcheon.
Yeah.
And then a black.
I'm sorry. A what?
An escutcheon.
That's a fun word.
Escutcheon.
Tell all the I'll tell all of our listeners, what's an escutcheon, Jess?
So like, when the water supply line comes out of your toilet from the wall, and there's that little plate that goes around the pipe and covers.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's an escutcheon.
Huh.
Oh,
Like
something that
I always called it a
finishing.
faceplate.
No, it's called an escutcheon.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna drop that.
So
real
like
smart.
even
sometime.
on your anything that covers where something comes through is an escutcheon.
So is it like a light switch escutcheon instead of a light
ASC.
switch cover?
No, that would be a light space. That would be a switch cover. That's
Switch
different.
cover.
I don't know the difference between an escutcheon and a cover, but I know that an escutcheon usually has to be put on before you put on a handle.
What? So, just out of curiosity, in the Saturday Night Live skit with Justin Timberlake, where he utilizes a box,
Yes.
would the box around
Be
his
an
junk,
escutcheon?
would that be an escutcheon?
No, because it covers it.
But you can open it up, and there's the surprise. You look inside, it's his
It
junk
would
in a
be an
box.
escutcheon. It would be his escutcheon to his pelvis, maybe.
Escutcheon in a box.
There you
A
go.
pelvic escutcheon.
Yeah.
I think there's a band name.
That should be a
pelvic
band name.
Escutcheon.
Pelvic escutcheon.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, they're like, they're little what? It's not a newel post. Baluster covers on either end, and it's pretty smart how they do it. They leave just a little bit of wiggle room, and they're like pre-cut at an angle. And so, like, because sometimes you have balusters that have a square end at the top and an angle end at the bottom, or vice versa. It just depends on where it lands on the stairs. Or some are angled on both ends, right, as you're going up the stairs, right?
Yep.
So it just all depends on a lot of different things. So there's a lot of different little nuances to stairs. That's why, like, some of the best woodworkers, the master. Remember we talked about that magic staircase where the thing spins around, right? Somebody was just mentioning it to me the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, we talked about that on our podcast, which I think it's a bunch of baloney. But
I think you should go and see it.
I would
Vacation,
love
road trip,
I would love
or
I don't
we
think
could
we
make
got it.
that a podcast field trip.
That would be a business expense. This is true. On other news, Dills Dumpsters is almost up and running. I bought another truck. I bought 2 dumpsters.
You got like a fleet.
I got a fleet.
Oh my goodness.
I bought evidently these 4 diesels. There's a problem. Even now, the fuel pumps can go out on these diesels because when they made the fuel pumps, whenever they made them, Bosch made them, it was not for gas that's EPA gas, which is low sulfur, which they've taken out a lot of the lubricants in there, and so the pump goes out. Well, the problem isn't so much that the pump goes out, the high pressure fuel pump goes out, it's that it emits metal flakes into your fuel system, and then you've got it in your injector, so it's like a $15,000 fix when it happens. So they even make a disaster kit to catch it before it goes into your fuel system. You can buy one for like $100 and put it in. So I bought a company called S&S Diesel, and another company got together, and they invented a pump that does not do that and will not go out and can handle running on the new type of gas that's out there. It's a little expensive and it's very difficult to get to, but thank God for YouTube. I feel like I can take it on. So we shall see. I bought the pump. And
So you have now 2 trucks or 1 truck?
I have 2 trucks.
And you have to buy 2 pumps?
No, my truck's gas.
Okay. So you'll have
My
your
truck's-
truck and then the
I
other
have- my
truck, which
truck's
is a diesel.
7.3 Godzilla motor, yeah. But for towing a lot, I think it's better. The other one's a 350 with a diesel. And
Question for you.
and a long bed. So 50 gallons of diesel is quite a shock when you go to fill it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Question for you. Logistically speaking, let's say you have a Dills dumpster drop off, and you have your day job as well.
My father-in-law.
Yes, I know. If he's already running somewhere, do you have to use your truck to tow
I
a
can.
dumpster somewhere and then go back for your trailer? Could you need it on said job site?
So we'll take that as it comes.
Okay.
I don't normally leave it on the job site. I usually take it back to the shop because recently all of our jobs have been by the shop, and I don't want to drive it all the way home.
Yeah.
So I just drive it to the shop. I don't see anybody having like a dumpster emergency right away, or me having to turn anybody down from a next day difference or something.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we can work that out. But yes, the thought would be that on my way home, I would pick up a full one, or something along those lines, or take it to someplace in the morning early, and then then go get my trailer and go to work, and then we will see. We will see. I don't have a good answer for that yet. I don't see in the very beginning it being some ridiculous thing where, like, the 2 drops a day, because most people are going to want to keep them for at least a couple days. You know what I mean?
What is your, just, and I apologize for sidetracking us, but what is your, excuse me, what's your break-even point on the dumpsters?
Like a month?
Whoa.
Like a month?
Whoa.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
My break-even point a month, if I was making, you figure insurance and everything, even if I made, if I made profit $1,500.
So my question is more like, I'm assuming you bought these, like how long until they're paid off?
A long time.
Okay. Is it like 5-year run time until they're paid off on the dumpsters?
The length of the loan and how long it's paid off are 2 different things.
Correct.
Right. So we're going to try to put as much money back into the business in the beginning as we can, so that we're in less debt.
Absolutely.
But like if we made $1,500 a month, that would cover $1,500, $2,000 a month of business a month. We would be covering our costs and making a little. We'd be in the cash flow net.
That's potentially like three jobs.
Yeah, that's like it could be less, because I would feel like most of the time people are like, I got all this junk that tree limbs. Can you I'll pay, and then well, it's X for the dumpster, and then we'll charge you $200 to clean it all up. Big deal. And then that's more positive cash flow, because that's going to happen a lot.
Job site cleanup?
Yeah, it could be.
Who does that?
Her dad loves that stuff.
Oh,
he's OCD, man. He loves that stuff. He loves that stuff, and he gets paid. And I'll give him 60-70% of the job, and I just make the other money just for having the business.
Yeah.
And then he still gets he'll get his hourly for driving the thing around. And
okay,
yeah,
right on.
I mean,
yeah, well.
And
you got it set up now.
I got to tell you a funny story though. So we had to incorporate him, right? Because you got to do it all legal. So you got to incorporate him, workman's comp exempt, and get him liability insurance, all that stuff, so that he can work as a subcontractor. So it's Dickerson, or Dad, and his girlfriend's name is Denise. So he wanted D&D Corp. And I looked up on Sunbiz, which is our LLC thing, and D&D Corp, there's nothing been active since 1956. D&D Corporation was the only one. D&D Inc. There's a bunch of other ones. So we filed it with Busy, and Busy came back and said, there's something else that's really close. We think you should pick a different name. And after watching Landman, he goes, okay, name it D&D Exploration and Cattle Corp.
Why cattle?
Have you watched Landman?
Not far enough,
okay.
Apparently.
Well,
I've seen a good bit of it.
If you watch the last episode, you'll understand. And so that's what we named his stupid company, D&D Exploration and Cattle Corp. Anyway, that was not taken. Which is kind of why he named it and Cattle.
That's fun that y'all kept it fun too. Yeah.
So anyway, that was like I said that I would pay for him to incorporate so that we could do it that way. And so that's in the works too. I ordered my stickers from Banner Buzz, which is also another fantastic place you can get. That's where we did all our other trailers for I don't know, probably a fourth of what it would cost you to take it to a place in town and have them do it. And then I got, some other things, just stuff, tow hitches and crap like that for everything, bed covers, just to make sure that we're all prepared for everything.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
I've been taking stuff to the dump for a long time. I've been doing this starting businesses crap. I will say, I started my Google page and they did not shut me down like they did with Just Build It. They just asked for a video of proof. And so this weekend I'm going to take a video of like my home and where we're going to do business out of. The business cards are coming. I think they'll be here this week. And then like the truck and the dumpsters, and show that it's a legitimate business and I'm not like a robot. And my Google business page should be up, which is one of the biggest keys to all of this.
Yeah.
Will you have QR codes on both your stickers and the sides of the dumpster so people can
QR codes on the sides and the back and the front
Awesome.
and everything. Yep.
What's the domain? Your domain for your website?
DillsDumpsters.com.
Dills Dumpsters. Right on. Hell yeah.
Dills Dumpsters. Keep it sweet.
Dude, now it's the fun part. Now it's or the gray part, the marketing.
Yeah.
Just bringing in
driving it around.
Demand.
I think just driving it around is something, right? It's just sitting on a job site. So
right.
We shall see what happens.
Hell yeah.
Colton, my boy, what are you working on?
Dude, so we had a fun tail rear its head from Southeast Texas again this week. So,
Hold on. It doesn't want to do it. There we go.
Right. So, okay, well, for anonymity, sea anemone for sake, I'm going to call him Bubba. Right. So,
would be like half the people in Texas.
Right. So mother-in-law owns the land across the road, right? And it's still very heavily wooded, and they've had
your mother-in-law or the land?
The land.
Okay.
And so they're clearing the land, and she had somebody from back home come out for probably an eighth of the price of what someone around Houston would cost to clear these trees. And there are some massive freaking trees. I sent y'all a video of them.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some big ones. And I'm like, Corey, is this guy insured? And she's like, no. And then it's like, well, okay, well, whatever. And but at day one, he forgot to bring like his
chainsaw.
No. He has some bad chainsaws, man. But he forgot to bring his spikes, like his climbing boots, and because some of these were having to like safety line off and all this, and so
gaplings.
Yeah, and so he's got the idea. He's like, oh, I'm gonna build a potato gun and shoot the line over the branch, and he's like, hey, you got some drill bits and stuff, and then so now I'm roped in, and I really want
a potato gun.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to help. We built a good potato gun too, but really wanted to help build this. But I'm not trying to encourage this bad idea. I don't think this is the best way to do it. No, she paid him by the tree, so and
$8,
$65 a tree actually.
Oh,
and
that's cheap.
That's real cheap.
Oh yeah.
That's back in the lot.
She had a quote for like another plot of land around here. She was looking at getting done, and it was fewer trees. Some of them were about the same size, and it was $15,000.
Well,
so
probably going to end up grinding like the stumps, though. I'm imagining.
No. We are hauling off some of the wood, which I want to talk about here in a sec. But yeah, so I was helping him build this potato gun, and we couldn't get the right fuel. Right, like he had hairspray, and
Of course
like,
you did.
it was like too much.
What
too
I
little.
would pay
And then
to be a fly on the barn wall. Okay.
right. And then like I went and grabbed some brake cleaner that I got, but I look at it and it was like chlorinated and like non-flammable, and I was like, crap.
Did you fart in it? You should have.
No. So like luckily I was able to scrape away at that point, and he was able to go cut some other trees. But I was following up with Corey on. I was like, "You ever get that potato gun to work?" And he's like, "Yeah." At the house, he had some. His best bet was with the propane. I was like, "Oh,
Good Lord.
I saw a guy
Great.
do it with a fishing line with a fishing pole. There wasn't a lot of trees around.
Corey
but he
got
did
out
it
there
with a fishing pole and did amazing. These guys were fast. They cleared some trees out with it.
Which I wasn't out there when they were throwing the fishing pole. I'd like to think I would have got it, but Corey tried throwing it with like a weight, and she got her weight stuck and couldn't get it around this tree. But
Yeah,
we
he
ended up
did it
just
with
cutting this one particular tree without a safety line on it. But like, I mean, the guy is like Southeast Texas to the bone. But
for
he's
those
freaking good
for those
with the
who are
trees,
not
man.
Yeah, please.
for those
describe.
that are not from greater Southeast Texas, what is that being Southeast Texas to the bone? What does that
in
entail?
in 5 words, what would that be?
I don't know about 5 words, but you ever seen that?
That's
There's an old YouTube video with the guys. They're interviewing GI Joe characters, and there's the one guy they're doing. He's got like a ranger hat, and it's like, man, you scared of the jungle? Man, I ain't scared of shit. They're like, I saw a rattlesnake once try to bite me. I stepped on his head. I said, "I'll eat you with some mayonnaise, you dumbass snake." Like, you ever shot a machine gun on peyote? Fucking badass, man. Yeah, that. There you go. That's enough for now.
I like it.
Which
Makes me wanna move to Eastern Texas. Yeah.
Southeast
dude.
Texas.
Yeah, the biggest industries in Crystal's hometown was timber. It's behind the pine curtain, so timber and then meth.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Not a lot of teeth in that part of the state, huh?
No, there's not. There's not.
Plenty of trees, though.
But yeah, it's a different world over there, man. It's only a 2-hour drive from here, but
Seems relaxed.
it really is different. Yeah, it's different way of life. But yeah, so we old Bubba, we got to experience that. But man, he's putting these trees exactly where he wants them, and he doesn't have much place to go. This is on one plot of land. He goes to the right. He crushes our neighbor's house. He goes. We actually cleared the house out when he cleared that one tree without the line, because if it went the other way, it was gonna crash through some power lines in our house. But he split like 2 trees, like where he was trying to put this big one, and man, it's an impressive thing. We got one tree in our place that we're gonna ask him to knock down. But yeah, at quite the rate.
So all these trees that are coming down, how many of them have usable lumber?
They seem pretty straight.
A lot of them. There's some dead ones, but like there's that's actually my next segment.
Okay.
We had talked about a lot about using these trees for building the fence, right?
Yep.
If I'm able to reasonably secure or acquire a bandsaw mill, right?
Yep.
And which Uncle Puddin has one.
I love the
he's
names
built.
you guys have. This is great.
I know. I heard a new one. Apparently, there's someone in the friend group who's they call him Raccoon, right? And which I haven't met Raccoon yet. I met Possum. Possum's great, but yeah, Raccoon. I was like, that's a new one. But yeah, everyone's got to have a buddy named Possum. But where was that?
His.
I don't know, but I like where it's going.
So your friend named Possum.
Yeah.
Or Puddin. Sorry, Uncle Puddin.
on the wood.
Raccoon.
Usable wood.
Uncle Puddin has a sawmill.
Uncle Puddin has a sawmill. Like if we're able to get it over there reasonably, we could use that. Or I don't know. I have a feeling that you could rent one. Or
So
maybe not go
what
too
I
far.
what I would say is go on, and I know this sounds dumb, Facebook Marketplace and or Craigslist, because some of the guys who do this still have those listings. Just search for portable sawmill, and there are people who are sawyers who have like a wood miser set up, and they will pull right on the lot and mill it all for you.
That's exactly what I would do.
So I've rented from a few guys like that, and you're looking at typically like $75 to $100 an hour. And then on top of it, $35 for a new blade. So if they have to change out the blade, it's $35 every time. But
That's pretty cheap.
It
I
is.
feel like for a blade, yeah.
But if you line up the logs, so let's say you have you tell this guy who's doing the cutting, cut everything into 8-foot lengths, and from there, if you have like a 4-wheeler or even with your truck, pull all of the logs into like one row so they're side by side, and if you can have the sawmill, especially if they have hydraulics, pull up next to it, you can literally crank through like 11 logs in an hour, especially if it's like we're just cutting these into 4x4s. That's going to be cut once, rotate, cut once, rotate, cut once, and then he'll clear everything off.
Yeah. And so with that math, it comes pretty close to it, right? So a 8-foot 4x4 that's pressure ground treated is what, $11?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's getting close on that. But we talked about it before, but the biggest fear is that it's going to rot out in 3 years.
It's
right?
going to rot out, and it's going to warp.
Yeah, it's going to twist like crazy.
It's going to like a mofo.
What you'd be
but so we were looking at doing was the Shishigibon thing. If we were going to do it, like where you burn it,
you
can't burn it
up to 6
dry.
inches. Yeah. Well, this is post drying too.
Okay.
But like, which doesn't make sense because we want that fence sooner. But yeah, so the Shishigibon thing where you burn it up to like 6 inches above where the ground's going to be touching, and then coat it. And I saw one guy do it with it was a combination of boiled linseed oil, diesel, and then old motor oil. And then he even put a stain in it too, which he was covering inside of a barn. But
I know it sounds dumb, but why wouldn't you just get a thing of Flex Seal?
Why wouldn't you just buy some pressure treated 4x4s and stop being a wacko?
Yeah, I'm going to do the 4x4s. But here's my idea.
Time do you have?
I don't.
Like you,
but
here's
what I want to do now though is just save a few of the logs, and we have a spot for a swing out front. It's just like a metal post, and on the side
you're gonna hang yourself from it.
Really old like spokes from like a wagon.
How wide is the widest tree?
Oh, the widest one, just shy of 4 foot. But that's a big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason I ask is you can still have the guy come in and mill everything. But I would say, number one, pull all the logs to an area that you can have them raised up. So just put some 2x4s down to get them off the ground, and then stack them on there. And then you got to paint the ends of the logs so that they don't dry out too fast. And you can still use those.
Like some crazy checking.
Yeah. And you can use those as like really good timber and make actual furniture for your house or your mother-in-law's house out of these trees.
Right. And one thing I was thinking too is like the Alaskan sawmill. Is that what you call it? When you get put a ladder on top, and then you got like a 2x4 frame with your chainsaw.
I have a setup like that. If you're working with something like pine, if that's what it is, a southern pine, you're okay because that's soft enough wood. If these are like oak or mesquite or whatever, you will spend hours. I mean, hours just doing one log, and it's not worth it.
Yeah. But here's what I was thinking is, so I got a place I want to put a big swing, right? That means you can maybe fit 3 people sitting side by side. And I was like, oh, that might be really good for this pine, right? Like let it dry for a year, 2 years, and build this. And then I was also thinking if you do it kind of like real pioneering wise, like where you take some of the skinnier segments that are straight, maybe 6 to 8 inches wide in diameter, and like still leave the bark on, and maybe just for the frame of this swing. And you do the pioneering joint where it kind of cones in, and like a mortise tenon like set up. And so I was running my mind thinking about that today, and that could be cool, and especially with like trees that fell from this land, like making something that's going to be here for a long time. With that it might be kind of neat.
Just
And then
gotta keep it
also,
off
I was
the
thinking of
ground.
grabbing a few logs for like our fire, like a bonfire area that we got where we burnt the Christmas tree,
Yep.
right? And those be benches. But Corey was saying that those are probably going to be pretty sappy for at least a year, like depending on what kind of weather we got. And
Yep.
so it might be a while before those are really sittable without staining your pants. But
So as far as the milling goes, depending on how many trees you end up with or sections of roughly 8-foot logs, you could actually get either the Harbor Freight or like the North, I think it's Northwoods is the company. I'd have to look it up.
Northern Tool?
No, it's not Northern Tool. It's something like that, but it's something different name. Either way, there's another version that is like a homesteader's sawmill, if you will. It's probably $1,400, anywhere from 11 to 1,400, and you can mill up pretty much whatever you want. The key is just leveling everything, and especially if you have a tractor on your property to be able to move the logs, it's super easy to work with. So,
right on. We got a tractor in the front yard right now. Larry's tractor.
I saw that in the video, so you should be able to move those. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to grab a few of those logs. I don't know how many, but we'll see. What would you paint on the end? Like, would you get like some sort of like tar?
So,
or
honestly, the easiest thing, and it works just the same as getting like the super fancy timber check is the official one for like timber frames, but you can get one. Just go get a gallon of like latex paint, and that works the same. Get a roller, like a big chunky roller, and you can roll right onto the ends of the logs, and it seals them up just fine. Like I've done that on multiple logs.
Wood turners have done that for years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They like free wood.
Yes, absolutely.
Hell yeah. I'll check that out. So in other news too, I finally got another commission come up, which luckily it's on a very loosey-goosey time base.
Okay.
But it's a connection from Rodeo, and she's designing her own house, right? And she had like some real nitty-gritty, like small projects that she didn't want to bog down the contractor with. And one of them is these corbels, right? And when she first said corbels, I just had to act like I knew what she was talking about. And then
what are corbels, Colton?
Corbels are the little fancy decorative things that go in a corner, usually like a swoopy design, but it's kind of like a gusset. But
on like the ceiling or the floor or
ceiling, yeah, ceiling or like underneath like a countertop. Right.
I'm tearing some out right now because they don't like them anymore.
Yeah. And so these are made of alder, and what makes them weird is that she has a really high ceiling in one room, and it's like a 2-story ceiling, and she has these big exposed beams that are all knotty alder coming in, and it's at like a 45 degree, which that's her estimate. I need to go on site and measure it and all that. But she wants a corbel at the base of that.
Okay.
Right? And so you can picture, instead of a 9 degree on the back of this like corbel, it's going to be like a 45 or so and 6 inches wide out of solid knotty alder. And I'm pretty excited to do it. I'm going to go to the mill over here and get some 8-quarter knotty alder and just on the CNC cut them and put like dowel holder marks dowel rod marks in them. Right, where I did it with the computer, so it's dead on, and just glue them together and finish like that. And I was wondering, though, here's a good question: the direction of the grain. So I looked at a lot of corbels. Usually, the direction of the grain is vertical.
Correct.
Right. The reason why I ask is because the grain on this exposed beam is going to be coming in at a 45 angle.
Correct.
Would you want it to match that
no
angle? or the grain?
No.
You just want it to be
No,
vertical?
make it very weak.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be able to break it off. Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
Right, which I mean, it is just decorative at this point. It's not
Parallel with
serving.
Parallel
Okay.
with the wall.
Okay,
Yeah.
good,
Mhm.
confirmed. All right,
Yeah.
vertical.
Yep.
Right on. But that's
The
cool. And
hardest
then
part's
she also,
getting up there. That's the hardest part, is getting up there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like painting a bowling ball or painting a bowling ball on top of a flagpole. That's the hardest part. Is just
yeah.
getting
Oh,
to the
here's a
top.
question. Attaching it to the wall and the thing. First thing that comes to mind is like dowel rods and heavy adhesive. How would y'all attach that? Because the walls look like the plaster. Like,
The way I would
So-
attach it. Oh, go ahead, Jess.
How I would attach it is, if they're decorative, is glue on the back, whatever you want to use. Liquid nail, Loctite would be a great choice.
That clear Gorilla Glue, like
One.
the ultimate one, is pretty
Something
good.
that doesn't expand though, because you're gonna leave it. So like Gorilla Glue is not the kind that you wet, right? You just some sort of like
Yeah.
any kind of glue, and then one big long screw through it into the beam, because that's not going to let go, and then dowel the hole or plug the
Okay.
hole with the knotty alder and sand it on site while you're there, and you'll never see it from the ground, and then it'll never come down.
Nice. Okay.
One big long screw.
Yeah. So my only change to that would be having a small cutout in the back of this decorative piece, where you'd almost have like a
French cleat almost.
no. I was actually going to have basically just a piece of like 3/4 inch plywood that, wherever you attach that into the plaster correctly with glue and screws, and then you put the corbel on top of it, and as Jess said, you've pre-drilled for
A plug.
putting in it. Yeah, not only a plug, but also
and
putting
just something else to hold the weight of it.
yeah.
'Cause it is
so
going to be heavy.
yeah,
Like,
so you basically sink it into the piece of plywood, and then you also sink it probably at 2 points into the beam. You could do slightly, rather than a huge timber, a timber screw or a lag bolt, you could probably do like 3-inch, slightly larger screws.
mhm.
But yeah, you could do it with that, and then just plug the hole with a dowel.
Effectively,
Yeah.
that beam's sitting on something behind that wall, directly behind it anyway, right?
Correct.
So there's probably a stud right there. You can do top and bottom.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
effectively, it's got to. If it's block, that's also a possibility. That's why they plastered it. You could, use a Tapcon. You do want it to be tight.
Yes.
To the wall and to the beam. So you want it to kind of like suck in there. So you kind of want to run it in an angle.
Yes.
And then plug it.
Okay.
The other thing, if it is
You don't
solely
crack the plaster either.
yes, if it is
Yeah.
solely decorative behind there, and there was there's no 2x4 or no stud or anything back there, I would change that slightly. In that, I would have both of the screws, as Jess said, coming up at an angle and holding the weight into the beam. But on the back of the corbel, I would put a majority being the Gorilla Glue, and then I would do one small seam of CA glue, and then activator, and then pop it on.
Yeah. The old double glue trick.
Right on. Oh,
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And then so also cutting her some like cabinet doors, that's kind of neat. She has like an old tattoo on her finger that it kind of looks like a Nickelodeon splat, right? And but a little bit classier, if you can imagine. And
I
so,
can't.
like, she
actually.
sent me.
No.
I know, it's okay. It's basically a bunch of like teardrops kind of go into a center.
How many people
And-
did she murder?
Oh no.
Oh,
For our home,
I should
for our
ask.
homies.
But no, it's just like a little tattoo on her finger, and she sent me a picture of it, and I drew that up, and so we're gonna cut a relief in her cabinet doors with that image on it, and I thought it was kind of neat. Oh, and then I also had some metal cut for her, like got to call on old Mid-South Metals, that company I used to work for way back.
the relief on her cabinet doors, are you just like kind of etching it in, or are you cutting out that shape so she can see through?
Clear through. 90-degree clear through.
Love it. I love this lady. By the chance, does she want any type of animal heads on her stair posts?
Yeah,
We should ask.
you should. Yeah,
But-
Emus, owls, lions, something
Whatever.
like that. Pandas,
Yeah.
dodo birds, something extinct. I don't know.
boobies.
Yeah.
Booby birds.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
anything that's more like millennial pastel, she's down for. But
Flamingos.
Well, it's
Yeah.
interesting that you mentioned tattoos
mhm.
because this week's deep cut involves that just in the slightest when we get to that.
Wow. It's a deep cut.
That is a very deep cut.
So, I don't know about you guys, but when people call me handy, I kind of get like this little.
Wince
I'm not handy. I'm a effing
in like
craftsman.
a prison sense.
Like they go like, oh well, if I was handy like you, I'm not handy. I am a skilled tradesman at
Correct.
some things. Like I'm beyond handy. Okay.
Correct.
I'm good at more than that. Right. And I was thinking today about there's a lot of trades out there. I watch these guys. I don't know if you've ever seen it where they dig a well. They got a well truck.
Yep.
You ever seen those trucks? So cool, man. It's like a little mini oil rig truck,
Mhm.
and it's got like a piston. His truck's all specially made. You buy a chassis like F550, and it's got like a big piston that comes down, and then in the front, it's just super cool. And I was thinking about all these different trades, all these different things, all these different tools. And I thought, what about one that's like really precise and one that's near and dear to me and to Colton, and something that Ross might hate?
Gigolos.
And that is tattoos and piercings.
Mm.
Tattoos and piercings, which I would say about 100% of the makers, 95% of the makers that I saw at Workbench Con had one or the other or both, for sure. So it's definitely something that touches.
It was not
people that listen to this.
100%, Jess. I don't have either one.
guarantee you don't. I said 95%.
Yeah.
99%.
Mhm.
Well, not that we know of. I've never seen you naked. But you may get one day, You may
More than
no?
likely not. No.
No.
I love the artwork, and I would love to have a boatload of tattoos artwork as stickers, but I don't want them on my body.
All right. Your body is a temple.
What
Mm-hmm.
you tell me you're not going to get a beat around the bench on your ass if we get 1 million listeners? Probably.
I am not.
I think
No.
no.
Nope.
What's
I
the
would.
number? What if like a memory tattoo of like a family member or
The
a pet
only
that you
thing
loved,
I would
or-
ever get would be my family crest on my left arm / shoulder. But
That's
even
what I
that,
thought about.
yeah,
Thought
like
about.
that's that'd be it. But it's still not my thing.
No,
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
Well, then this is dedicated to you. So the tattoos and piercings, original human craft trades. The earliest modification. Humans have altered their body for ever, thousands of years. Right?
Correct.
Long before written language or organized trade guilds, archaeologists have discovered preserved human remains across Europe, Asia, and South America, showing intentional skin markings and body modification practices. They weren't simply decorative. They often connected to identify spirituality, like healing stuff,
Religious.
traditions,
Yep.
that to mark them as part of a tribe, social belonging. In many early studies, body modification required specialized practitioners. They didn't call them tattoo artists back then, who trained and they had like apprentices and stuff like that. They had special tools. And evidence suggests that tattooing and piercing developed independently. Like, no, they didn't see it, somebody else do it. They just kind of like thought of it independently in multiple regions rather than spreading from one single culture, so that humans it kind of means that humans across the world arrived at similar ideas separately, which is kind of interesting if you really think about it. So let's get into some questions. Now, we haven't been keeping score.
But I do have the latest scores of where we were at.
All right. So
I was about to say, we need to get back to,
let's do this week. I have 10 or 15 questions here and 2 insanely hard questions. What would you guys, I'm going to give you $2,500 to run this round to start. What would you like to bid for each question, not including the bonus questions?
$2,500.
Yeah. Each question?
Each question.
Okay. That's going to put you really bad in the negative. All right. What about you, Ross?
If I get them wrong, it will.
That's true.
Yeah.
He is not wrong.
When you get
If I just get one more right than I get wrong, I made the right choice.
If you just get, this is true.
I'm going to have to try and keep up. So I'm going to go with 1,000.
Okay. Ross is going with 1,000. Ross, you're going to be official scorekeeper.
Yep. Just to let you know, coming into this game, based on where we were at a couple episodes ago, I am in the lead by a little bit. I'm at 19,599 and Colton is at 17,402.
Okay. All right. So quite the difference there. Anyway, I'm excited about this. There's some really interesting facts, and you talk about some of the precision and pain mixed together. Kind of cool, right? So question number 1, we're going to go start with Colton since he's feeling a little saucy today. Question number 1, what is the name given to the oldest known naturally preserved human that they have found as of today with tattoos? Was it Lindo Man, Otzi the Iceman, Kennewick Man, or the Talik Man?
Otzi.
That's right. Otzi the Iceman.
Why are you so surprised, man?
He
Come
lived
on.
around 3300 BCE from carbon dating. He had over 60 tattoos. Interestingly,
what part of the world?
We'll get
Not
to
in
that.
Mexico.
We'll get to that later on. I can't give that away yet.
Okay.
Interestingly, many were simple lines and crosses rather than artwork. And that makes researchers think that early tattooing may have been connected to pain treatment or like therapy, like therapeutic practices. Yeah, they didn't know. And we'll get into him a little bit more later. All right, question number 2 for you, Ross and Beans. The modern word tattoo comes from which region of the world? Is it Scandinavia, ancient Rome, Polynesia, or Egypt?
Polynesia.
That is correct. It is Polynesia. European explorers recorded the Polynesian word tatau, T-A-T-A-U, meaning, bonus question?
Skin marking.
No points?
Tattoo.
How do they do Polynesian tattoos? Have you ever seen somebody
Yeah,
get
they
one?
do it with a shark tooth.
I know the
and then
Polynesian
and how do
Chick-fil-A
they do it?
sauce.
How do they do it?
They have the shark tooth attached to a stick, and then they hit it with a hammer.
Aha!
And-
they tap.
Yeah.
They strike, or
tap.
tap.
Yep.
Describing the sound of the traditional tattoos tools hitting the skin, the origin of the modern term.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so it means to strike or tap. All right, so tools before machines. So before electricity, all tattooing and piercing required hand-powered tools, like we were just talking about, and in jail. Craftspeople relied on natural materials available in their environment. You talked about shark's teeth. And tool making itself became part of the tradition. Different cultures developed unique approaches, some using tapping methods, others puncturing or cutting techniques. Skill depended heavily on rhythm, pressure, control, consistency. So there was no guide, no mechanical way to guide it, so they just kind of became good at it. The practitioner's control determined whether markings healed cleanly, or it could fail because then your body developed a
Infection.
reaction to it, right? Yeah, infection, a lot of different things, right? You get a scar and then it covers it up. White blood cells come in and start taking out the whatever the ink was. So that was a big part of it. So question number 3 for Colt. Which inventor's device directly inspired the first electric tattoo machine? Was it Tesla, Edison, Graham Bell, Alexander Graham Bell, or Eli Whitney?
What did Bell do? I'm trying to remember.
The phone.
Let's go with Bell.
Incorrect. Oh, you're back to 0.
No, he's back to
Edison.
2,500.
Okay, that's true.
That's
He's
what we
back
started
to
with.
25. That's correct. So a guy named Sam O'Reilly modified Edison's electric engraving pen
I almost
in
freaking said
1891, turning it into the first electric tattoo machine, which basically transformed tattooing from a slow manual process into a faster mechanical craft. And so question number 4 for Ross, what material was commonly used for tattoo needles in many ancient cultures? Bronze wire, glass shards, bone or animal teeth, or iron nails?
Bone or animal teeth?
That is correct. Polynesian tattooists famously use sharpened bone or shark teeth attached to wooden handles, tapped into the skin using small mallets. Yeah. Very good. You're doing good, Ross.
I'm trying.
All right. Question. That next part here, the science. All right. So let's talk about how does tattoo work. Tattoo works because of how the human body responds to injury and foreign particles. When skin is punctured repeatedly, the body activates immune system responses designed to isolate and stabilize anything it cannot remove. Right. So it isolates it. And there is types of tattoos. Now, I mean, even now they do like branding and stuff where the scar is actually the tattoo, which is horrible. But
Yeah.
the long-term appearance of tattoos depends on depth, healing, and how pigment particles interact with skin structures over time. Modern tattooing balances biology and engineering. Artists must understand anatomy as much as artistic design. When I got my tattoos, they kind of run it at an angle because what happens is the ink kind of goes in and comes back out. And so if they go in an angle, then it just a slight angle, it stays better, right? Also, the finer the needle that they use, the better it stays. The guy that did a lot of my tattoos had a throat tattoo, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it was really, really crisp and it was old. And he said, I thought I was going to die. Number one, he said if I knew how much it was going to hurt, I would not have done it. And he was a tattoo artist. He had a lot of tattoos, obviously. But he said they did it all with a liner needle, which is the smaller one.
Yeah.
But he says because I know it stays. And he's like, I didn't ever want to have to do it again. And so it takes a lot longer to color everything and all that. But anyway.
Yeah. Hey, long shot. Was it an owl?
It was
Lion?
It wasn't an owl. It was some type of like lion bird thing.
A griffin?
Griffin.
No, it
yeah.
wasn't a griffin. It wasn't a griffin, but it was very it was full color too. I can't even barely remember. It was like a type of bird thing, but it was very what do you call it?
A gargoyle?
No, when something is like modern art, what do you call it? I'll think of the word in a minute.
Neo traditional?
No,
Sailor Jerry style?
No, forget about tattoo stuff. Like when something is like kind of looks like something, but it's not really. It's not really that
Illustrative.
thing. No, I'll think of it.
Okay.
Anyway, well, let's move on. Sorry. So, question number 5 for Colton. Which layer of skin actually holds the tattoo pigment permanently? Is it the epidermis, the dermis, the subcutaneous fat, or the muscle?
The dermis.
That is correct. The dermis remains stable while the outer epidermis constantly sheds. Placing pigment here allows tattoos to remain visible for decades. And then for Ross, so no matter what though, they fade. Why do tattoos gradually fade instead of disappearing quickly? For the biggest reason. Is it because A, ink evaporates slowly through the skin? B,
I'm going to go with D. Oxygen in your blood changes the color.
That is incorrect. It is simply your immune cells slowly break down pigment particles.
That was my other answer.
Yeah, specialized cells trap pigment, but slowly, and they carry tiny amounts away over time, causing gradual fading. Okay, moving on. The evolution of moving on to piercing. Piercing traditions appear across ancient civilizations and often mark social milestones. It's still a big thing in Aboriginal tribes and things like that. Jewelry placement could signal adulthood, wealth, bravery, religious devotions, places in the tribe. Unlike tattoos, piercings introduce removable decoration for the most part, allowing identity to change over time. Modern piercing practices evolved significantly. Gauges, I do not like. I've never liked them. But they have advanced in hygiene and medical sterilization, separating professional techniques from earlier or commercialized shortcuts. Never been a big fan of the tongue piercing, but
it had its place.
It had its time. Do you remember? Like, I guess I was in
college.
18. Yeah, I was probably 16 to 18, and everybody was getting their tongue pierced. Everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, like what they had, like the scare, like fear mongering about like they're going to pierce your tongue wrong. You're not going to be able to talk right.
Correct. Well, you didn't talk right at first anyway.
No.
And
don't people like beat their teeth out if they
Yep.
do it too far forward on the tongue?
Yeah. And I've also heard that if they hit it wrong, they can hit a certain nerve, it's just not good. It's not a good thing. I don't know how.
I had a buddy with snake bites, right there on the front lip, and he would sit there.
He drooled everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have gauges. There wasn't like liquid coming out, but he just had two little.
I bet he could.
Beads.
Yeah. Now the girls with the dimples and that, I've always thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, all right. Moving on. So, question for Colton.
Ooh.
Which ancient civilization used ear piercings as a symbol of wealth and status? Was it ancient Egypt, Greece, China, or the Aztecs?
You said piercings?
Ear piercing.
Ear piercings. Symbol of wealth and status. Egypt, Greece, China, Aztec.
Greece.
Incorrect. It was Egypt. It's always Egypt. Always Egypt.
I mean, the Aztecs did it too, but yeah.
Yeah. Gold earring, also radar love, were associated with high social rank and were commonly depicted in the artwork of nobility. Did you catch my little thing there?
I did.
Radar love? Okay.
Radar love.
Amazing drums in that song. All right. So, question for you, Ross. Who is the lead singer of Radar? No. Why do professional piercers use hollow needles, which is horrifying, instead of solid ones? I bet you didn't know that. It helps reduce the pain. It helps remove a tiny core of tissue. It helps to insert the jewelry automatically. Have you ever seen somebody get like a or something? You see how they do that? Or it helps prevent bleeding. What's the main reason?
I'm going to go with C, because I've seen them do it. It's so they can insert the jewelry correctly.
You would think that's the main reason, but no, it is. It removes a tiny core of tissue. So generally what happens if you pierce something with just a needle, it wants to heal back up. But if you remove that core of tissue, it doesn't heal up as easily. It does also in certain cases, right? Like when they do a nose, it goes through and then he sticks it in there and pulls it back through. But
same thing with the belly button.
Same thing with the belly button. Yeah. But no, the main reason is to remove the tissue clearly.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, if you're using just like a sewing or like a pen, it can create like a little bit of like fat scar.
Well, BATB exclusive. I had my left nipple pierced when I was, I don't know, in my 20s. A nurse did it, and she used a hollow gauge IV needle, and that she stole from the hospital. And then, the ring went in that, and you just pull it back through. It never healed very well. because I worked outdoors in stucco and it just never healed right. And then one day my cousin forgot, and of course I had my shirt on, and decided to give me a titty twister.
No.
And
Get out of here.
Ripped it out?
No, but it bled. And I said, I'm done with it. It had been like 6
You just
7
have like a
months.
bar, or did you have like an
Yeah, I just
actual
had a
ring?
bar. No,
Okay.
I just had a bar. No, I had a ring that connected to my Prince Albert. Yes, I just had a little bar. And I was like, I'm done with it. I took it out that day and it healed up almost that day. Like
Man.
yeah.
There was
it just wouldn't heal.
guy I used to play shows with all the time who got his nipples pierced, and he wanted to show it off when he went to Warp Tour the next day, and he got crazy sunburn at Warp Tour because he had no shirt on.
Ooh.
And then he came home and he was like, Mom, I need you to help put like aloe on me. And she was like, what the hell did you do? And he made him take it out like that day. So he had nipple
Wasted the
piercings.
money.
Yeah, literally for like 36 hours.
Oh, well.
Growing up, we always got the threat like, yeah, you come home with a piercing, we're gonna rip it out.
Mm-hmm.
I showed my dad, and he was like, I don't care about it. He's like, he didn't care at all. And then I wound up taking it out. And my mom was like, let me see it, because obviously Dad told her. So
Yeah.
she goes, yeah, you're 18, you do what you want. All right, moving on. So as
Tex.
tattooing
Oh.
and piercing professionalized, material science became critical. Early materials varied widely, but modern practitioners rely on metals and pigments designed specifically for long-term compatibility with the human body. Allergic reactions was a big problem for a while. The shift towards and not only the allergic reactions, so then they had to pick something that didn't fade, because like black, it's hard to keep black and so on and so forth with some of these things. So the shift towards standardized materials mirrors many traditional crafts, moving from locally available resources to engineered materials optimized for performance and safety. So this brings up the question for you, Don't Stop Colton. Which metal is considered the industry standard for starting piercing jewelry today? Is it copper, implant grade titanium, brass, or chrome steel? What's the best out of this?
What was the second one?
Implant grade titanium.
Let's go with implant grade titanium.
That is correct. It is lightweight, corrosion resistant, and highly biocompatible, which is the most important part, reducing allergic reactions. They make hip joints out of that stuff.
Yeah, what is it? Sterling silver is the one where it turns you green.
Copper.
Well, copper turns green itself, but I think like you can like if you thought like something was a real silver necklace, but then it starts showing green on you, it's sterling or fake or something.
Gold does that too. If it's gold plated versus actual gold.
Yeah, because they use a layer of copper to.
Oh, is it because of the copper?
Yeah.
Okay.
They put copper underneath it to help it
adhere.
Like when they chrome stuff, there's a layer of copper underneath the chrome usually. Anyway, so Ross, this brings me to you. What was the most common pigment used in early tattoos worldwide? Was it crushed gemstones, plant oil dye, carbon soot or ash, clay powder?
Carbon soot or ash?
That's correct. That's correct. Carbon pigments are chemically stable, which is why ancient tattoos can still be seen thousands of years later. And I believe that black is still made from carbon.
I believe so. Yeah.
Also biocompatible. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about tattoo styles. Tattoo styles didn't appear all at once. They evolved based on tools, culture, and social acceptance. Early tattooing focused on symbolic markings, right? Rather than artistic realism. Like now they do stuff that looks like patchwork. The stuff they do nowadays doesn't even make any sense.
No.
There's this one guy in Europe that makes it look like it's embroidered on your, or it's a girl.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some videos on that.
And 3D. It looks like a sticker. It is out of this world. And artistic realism. As trade routes expanded, though, artistic ideas spread between cultures. Right now, it's starting to spread from one part of the world to another. influencing designs and techniques. Some traditions emphasized bold shapes for visibility at distance, while others focused on storytelling through large body compositions. Changes in needle technology and pigments later allowed for finer detail and shading, which dramatically expanded artistic possibilities. Today's recognizable tattoos are essentially descendants of regional traditions shaped by history, migration, technology. And everybody's always looking for the newest thing. But there's
The
actually
new hotness.
there's a guy on TikTok that just shows like the newest tattoo artists and some of the stuff that they're doing. And I don't think, what's the guy? He's got a clothing line. He did all the sailor tattoos.
Eddie.
Eddie,
Ed Hardy?
Ed Hardy, yeah.
He had, I don't think he ever knew where it was going to be going with it. It's just unbelievable. So,
Jess, my guess is you and I have very different algorithms on TikTok.
I haven't seen any in a while. Now, mostly it's just ads for hair loss and erectile dysfunction. So, all right.
Awesome.
So,
congrats.
Which I have one of those, and
it's not hair loss.
all right. So, which tattoo style heavily
This is for Colton.
Influenced modern Western traditional tattoos seen on sailors? Was it? We were just talking about it, right?
Yep.
So Japanese Irizumi, Polynesian tribal, Celtic knotwork, Russian prison tattoos. Influenced modern Western traditional tattoos seen on sailors.
What was the second one?
Who made tattooing? Polynesian.
Let's go with Celtic knotwork.
It's Celtic. And is it Celtic or is it Celtic?
It is Celtic.
Okay. Wrong. It is Polynesian. You should have stuck with
Dang
me.
it, I freaking talked myself out of it.
They traveled through the Pacific, adopted Polynesian tattoo practices in the 1700s through the 1800s, bringing bold line work. That's where the Ed Hardy thing comes from.
Mm-hmm. Sailor Jerry style is what.
I was just picturing those knots because there's a lot of knots.
Symbolic imagery back to the West, which evolved into what's called American traditional. If you've ever watched that show, I love. What's it called?
Ink Masters.
Oh my gosh, I love it! I love it! I love it! I am not a fan of American traditional. I never will be. I'll never get American traditional tattoo.
Strangely enough, if I was to get anything other than my family crest, that American traditional Sailor Jerry style is what I like.
Well, that's cool.
That's
cool.
I want some neo-traditional, right? It's where they like keep a lot of the thicker lines, like for longevity, if you will, but there's still more detail in it, though. And it's less, a little bit less 2D.
I like Trash Polka a lot, but there's only one person.
Trash Polka?
Google it. There's only two people that do it. They invented it in Germany. And it's just like geometrics mixed with.
Oh.
It is real
looks
Trash
like a
Polka.
metal album cover.
It's all kind of different stuff, but it's like splashes and it's just artistic. And it's designed for the person. A real Trash Polka tattoo is designed for the person to fit their body. Anyway.
A lot of red and blacks. Yeah.
Only red and black and gray. Oh. Yeah, that's a real Trash Polka tattoo. So,
question for me?
Yeah, which country developed large-scale, full-body tattooing known as Irizumi? China. Japan. That is correct. Yeah. Japanese Irizumi developed during the Edo period. They still do it. And they still do it with the little tick, 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 tick stuff. I watched a whole documentary on it, and it covered the entire backs or bodies with mythological scenes requiring years to complete and demonstrating extreme technical planning, dragons and stuff.
That sounds exhausting. I'm not going to lie.
Boy. And painful.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about a different part of it.
Laws
and cultures and rules about tattoos, right? So tattoos used to be illegal. Throughout history, tattoos have moved in and out of social acceptance. Mm-hmm. Even in the Bible, it said not to get tattoos because people in certain lands were getting the tattoos, right? Hair braiding and tattoos is a scripture. So some cultures revered them while others banned them. Governments and religions sometimes viewed tattoos as signs of rebellion, criminality, or outsider identity. I mean, for a long time, it was like a biker sailor thing, right? And then now it's no longer like that. In certain areas, tattooing went underground entirely, surviving through small communities of practitioners who preserve techniques despite legal risks. I guess it would be like a prohibition, right? These cycles of acceptance and prohibition help shape modern tattoo culture's strong sense of identity and independence. In jail, they would take, back in the 80s, they would take the motor out of the tape deck and because it spun, and they would turn it into a tattoo machine and do illegal tattoos in jails. I've seen that. So that brings me to my question for Colton. Which country banned tattooing nationwide for much of the 20th century due to associations with organized crime? Germany, Japan, France, or Brazil?
Japan.
That is correct. Still is a problem in some countries if you go there with tattoos.
What's the?
It has to do with. Well, it's associated with the Yakuza.
Yeah, Yakuza. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Leading to strict regulations that push tattoo artists into hidden studios. There was a gang, so you couldn't get them. It still is like people kind of give you a look, even if you're American, if you have tattoos.
See, I
New
can
York
travel
City,
anywhere.
Well, Ross, York City.
I'm big in Japan.
Yes, you are. New York City banned tattooing in 1961 until what year?
Are there options? Are you just gonna?
Was it until 78, till 85, till 97, till 05?
85.
It was until 97.
What?
Technically, the ban followed hepatitis fears, forcing artists to operate illegally and shaping much of modern American tattoo underground culture.
Till 97?
Till 97, you couldn't get a tattoo license in New York. Yep.
You had to go to Jersey.
Yeah, you had to go to Jersey, which is ugh.
Yeah.
All right. So the biology of healing, tattoos and piercing both rely on controlled injury followed by healing. The body treats the process like a wound repair, sending blood flow and immune responses to stabilize damaged tissue. Healing outcomes depend on cleanliness, aftercare placement, and biological differences between individuals. Historically, cultures developed their own healing practices long before modern medical understanding existed. Many common beliefs about pain and healing come from myths rather than science. So, Colton, which area of the body is generally considered more painful for tattoos due to thin skin and nerve concentration? Upper arm, rib cage, calf, forearm.
Or genitals.
Rib cage for sure.
Rib cage. I've always heard that's a bad one. Crystal actually has a big script tattoo, which actually it did pretty well, like through her pregnancy and all that.
Anything over your spine, less cushioning between the skin and bone, nerve sensitivity, making vibration.
You don't hear a whole lot of people getting tattoos on their genitals.
But they do. They do. And you know what I hear the worst is, out of all places on your body, worse than your genitals, your head. Like bald guys getting your skull, because there's like nothing there. There's no fat.
I weirdly heard a couple people say their elbow was really bad, which that seems like that would be a tough spot.
No, over your back, like right here, right there.
I would assume that the
like
place
this right here, this meat right here. No, my leg was the worst I've ever had.
I would assume the area between your front and back genitals would be pretty painful.
The gooch?
Yeah, that's the
gooch.
taint.
Well, people get
The
their
taint.
BH tattooed. People get their BH tattooed. Girls do. A lot of them.
Why?
BH tattoo. To give you something to look at, I suppose.
Okay.
All right.
The bullseye.
There's a girl on a radio show here that got it done on air. All right. So last question.
That's some Florida news if I've ever heard any, man.
Yeah.
BH
Question for
tattoos?
me.
Well, I tell you what. Get on your wife's computer and Google BH tattoos for me, Ross.
Oh, yeah,
All right. So, what, Ross, is the primary reason fresh tattoos should not be soaked in water during healing? Ink dissolves. Water removes skin color. Prolonged moisture disrupts healing. It increases infection. Heat fluid soaking softens healing tissue and allows bacteria to enter before the skin barrier fully repairs. You also do not want it to scab really hard either.
No.
So
you have to
now
keep
they
it
make-
moisturized with gel.
Yes, you do.
Which you can tell how far
Eucerin.
our society has come as far as accepting tattoos, because they now sell The Rock his specific Papatui line of men's care products, and one of them is tattoo ointment. You can buy it
Yeah.
in the men's aisle at Target.
The
Yeah.
Rock has one.
Mm-hmm.
Eucerin
know.
works really good. Now they make a tattoo like stick-on thing.
Tattoo
It's like,
goo.
It's like a bandage. Tattoo goo is okay. I tried that.
Like a second skin, or is that the color?
Well, it's just like it's like a medical grade, like a large bandage, and it's clear and it seals and it keeps you from getting an infection. It holds your moisture in, holds your body oils in and stuff, and holds the ink in for as long as you can hold it in, and that's always the best. All right.
Yeah, I see a lot of pictures of those like filled with like the ink, and like it's like a weird patch or like almost like a blister.
Mine always peel the second or third day, and then the bigger ones take like another week. I'll get another peel. All right, we're on to the impossible questions. What is the score, Ross?
We currently have Colton at 7,500 points and me at 4,500. Colton finally got 2 questions in a row correct, and he was able to get past the 5,000 point range.
All right. Well, since you're behind, Ross, I'm going to let you pick. Do you want question number 1 or question number 2?
Question number 2. Let's keep it going.
Okay. So, Colton, are you ready for your impossible question?
Yeah. Are we betting on these? Anything weird or what?
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Bet up to what you have, less $1.
So you can bet up to $74.99.
Okay. Did I tell you now?
Yeah. You.
Yeah.
You mark down what it is, and then you tell us at the end.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because
Okay,
you're a liar, and if you might lie.
Correct.
sounds good. It's written down.
Okay.
All right, Ross, you write yours down?
Yep.
All right, Colton, we talked about this earlier, right? The guy that invented the first electric tattoo machine, you got that question wrong, for medicines, Samuel. What was the primary profession of the man who invented the first electric tattoo machine? So what did he do for a living? Was he a barber, a sailor, a dentist? Samuel Riley, what did he do?
What was the third one?
Dentist.
I'm gonna go with dentist.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
That is incorrect. He was a lawyer. Sam O'Reilly when he invented it in 1891 from Edison's electric engraving pen, was actually a New York City lawyer turned tattoo artist, and he patented the machine after modifying Thomas Edison's electric engraving pen. The invention transformed tattooing overnight, and I think the patent thing was probably part of his lawyer patented it.
Yeah.
All right.
Now for me.
You ready, Ross?
Yep.
Which group of people in ancient history, you've gotten all the old ancient history ones today, is believed to have used tattoos specifically as a medical treatment rather than decoration? Was it the Roman gladiators, the Siberian nomads, ancient Egyptian priests, or Ice Age Europeans?
It's going to be between the Egyptian priests and the gladiators, but I'm going to go with, because you said earlier it's always the Egyptian priests. I should have stuck with gladiators, shouldn't I?
No, both of which are incorrect.
Oh.
It was the Ice Age Europeans. Remember, I told you I was going to hold that thought?
Yeah.
Otzi, the Iceman's tattoos align almost perfectly with modern acupuncture points used to treat joint pain and spinal issues. Many researchers believe his tattoos were applied as therapeutic markings, making tattooing one of humanity's earliest documented medical procedures. So as far as where they dug him up, I do not know. It just says Ice Age in Europe. I'll have to Google that. I don't know exactly where he was, but I knew it was mentioned later.
Colton, how much did you bet?
I did 1,000.
1,000. Okay.
Oh, also interesting, one more thing about Otzi. There was arthritis in his joints directly under some of those tattoos. So they think that that's one of the reasons they were trying to relieve his arthritis with those digging carbon into his skin, I guess.
It's kind of like when they were eating. I think there was some. I think it was Japanese. He was eating mercury to try to prolong his life.
Yeah, that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, final say here, tattoos and piercings aren't modern trends. They're ancient, skilled trades, which is why it's on this show. They combine tools, materials, biology, and craftsmanship. We've been doing it so long, it proves that humans have been makers forever, even when the material was themselves. So I think it's pretty cool.
So I had bet 4,000 and I got mine wrong. So the score for today, Colton ended at 6,500. I ended at 500. So the running total as of today, Colton has jumped back into the lead at 23,902 points, and I am at 20,099. So
all right.
So what did Colton bid?
He had bid.
I bid 1,000.
1,000. So.
Oh yeah, I know better. Those bonus ones are tough, man.
Yeah.
So Samuel O'Reilly was a lawyer and revolutionized the tattoo trade. All those schools.
Well,
I thought it was Edison that you said.
Edison's pen, but Sam O'Reilly took his engraving pen and turned it into a tattoo machine and then patented that.
Ooh, got it.
Yeah, and Baba O'Reilly is a song. So
yeah.
Yep.
And also a political talk show host.
Correct.
That's Bob O'Reilly. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there's also an auto parts store.
I do shop there. Yeah. All right. Time to share some knowledge. Now,
right,
Jess, you told me, yes, you wanted to talk about the stairs.
Okay, so in general rules, unless it's exterior, on an interior of a house, your banister railing height, your rail from the steps should be about 36 to 38 inches. That's generally where you're going to put it, right? On outside, like porches, it's usually 40, I think now. And then your balusters, the little things that go in between, they have most places, most states and counties have moved them 4 inches apart because kids falling through them. So inside and outside. All right. But how do you figure out where 36 inches is from your steps? And I'll tell you why. You go take a tape measure and you measure up 36. You can use lasers. It looks like it's starting to slant this way or slant that way. It gets all confusing. The math doesn't, especially if it goes into a landing and then the post guys like in on the landing a little bit. Like let's say your post is in a foot for some reason, for however the design is, because it has to meet up with another set of steps. How do you know how to line that up? Well, it's called the stair rake. And basically the cheat is you get a board and you set it on the edges of all the steps and you measure from the bottom of that board straight up to whatever your railing height is, and you make a mark. And that is your thing. And you follow. So this is how we did it. We turned the post upside down and set it where it was going to go on the steps. And then ran the board past it, made a mark at the bottom, and then measured from there plus my reveal. So I knew I wanted my post to be 4 inches past the top of the railing. So I measured 40 inches, 36 plus 4 from that mark, and then cut it there. And when you turn it over, and you make a mark down 4 inches and run your railing, it stays 36 inches all the way up. You do the same thing at the bottom. That's how you do it. You turn your post upside down and you run a board on the noses of the stairs all the way up, and you make a little mark on the post with the board running past the post just a little bit. On the side, by the way, we made this mistake, on the side that the railing's going to be, not on the opposite side of the post. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You turn your post upside down and you set it exactly where it's going to go.
Yep.
You take a board, like say a piece of trim, a 1x4.
Yeah.
That's nice and long.
Yeah.
And you set it on the tips of the steps, the finished steps, and you run it down past that post,
Yeah.
And underneath where it, it's you like let it pass the post a little bit, you make a mark, right? And that's going to be right at the rake of the stairs. And then you take the post and you turn it over. Right?
Yep.
So now your mark's near the top of the post, and you measure from that mark down for whatever you want your reveal plus the height of your rail. So if you wanted 8 inches to be passed to the top of your rail, then you would add 8 to 36. Or if you wanted
and you have a 3-inch rail, you include that as well.
No. You just measure where the top of the rail is going to go.
Okay.
The top of the rail is going to go plus whatever reveal. So we wanted 4 inches past the top of where the rail was going to be.
Yep.
And I know I wanted the top of the rail to be 36 inches all the way up. So 40 inches was my mark. And it was dead on. I had to cut all of my balusters exactly the same size.
That's awesome.
Do you have much problem with like the steps like being different?
That's why you use that board.
And okay, that makes sense.
It gives you your average because they are never perfect. They are never perfect. The top step is always off a little bit, right? Because the mass starts to get off when they're cutting the stringers and stuff like that. So that's why you use that board as a rake to get the average rake of the steps. And that's and visually, even if it is off a little bit, you would never see it. But as it turned out for us, it really helps when you come into a landing, because when the landing's flat and it's because if you're thinking about an angle, when you move forward or back a little bit, it changes the height.
Yep.
Right. So it's a little funny. Now on some steps, the balusters land on each step. There'll be like 2 per step or 3 per step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's a different scenario, but that doesn't change your post height. That's still how you find your post height. Is that way right there. And what we did is we just marked everything, and then I shot up with a laser to where it landed on the banister instead of trying to hold a level on each one, and made a little mark. And I just moved up the stairs, and the other guy marked them, and then we knew. And then I measured each one; they were all the same size.
That's
so
awesome.
we just went outside and cut them all up. Yeah. But I was having a hard time trying to figure out how high to make that post because no matter what I did, we kept like holding like mocking it up, pretending. And I was like, this doesn't look right. It looks like it's running downhill. It looks like it's running uphill. And we tried measuring 36 from this and 36 from that, and nothing worked. But I saw some old timer on YouTube, and he goes, this is how you do it. You turn your post upside down and put a board on the steps. I was like, oh.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Colton, what do you got?
So y'all know I just replaced our refrigerator. I actually just got it replaced today.
Yeah, so we know this. You may have to tell the
yeah, which that's a whole story. It was actually kind of interesting. So I bought this LG fridge. It was like a 2024, like brand new fridge, or like within a year old. It hadn't been used, and then this guy, he buys these returned LGs from LG, like ones that like the compressor went out.
Yep.
Right? He buys them for nothing, and they replace the compressor and wire it and everything, and they're able to do it.
Yeah,
which is not a common thing. It's really tricky, and I ended up calling out a different repair guy because I'm 4 days over the warranty on that one. So yeah, I got screwed on it, but it's all right. The guy said he was going to still come out, but he never did, and we can't be living out of coolers for a week. So, but he was actually interested. Like when I was on the phone with him, I was like reading him the specs of this compressor. He's like, that's supposed to be 240 volt. Like yours is 120. And I was like, yeah. And they had like rewired all the way through it, like to like the actual like control board and stuff. And granted, you could tell it was YouTube wired because it wasn't like official connectors. It was like twisting and electric tape. And like it was confusing almost. It was like, why would you go through all this crazy intricate effort and then like freaking electric tape it? And like not even electric tape. Like they were in a hurry. But he never got it figured out. Like we did trace the power back and all this shit. But basically LG refrigerators in like maybe the last 5 years, maybe more, have gone to crap. Do not buy one. Do not buy LG. They started undersizing their compressor and they go out like crazy.
Which is funny. I had one that went out last year and it was like 11 years old and it had been a tank.
Right. And so I'm pretty sure it's a new thing, like within the last 5 years, maybe.
Okay.
Or so. And yeah, be wary if you buy one used like that. But the brand the guy did recommend to me was Whirlpool.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got a new Whirlpool fridge. But yeah, my snipe and nugget, I guess, is don't buy LG. Also, it took a little bit, but like there's standard depth and counter depth.
Mm-hmm.
Counter depth is the one that lines up with your counter.
Yes.
Not standard.
Standard
Standards-
depth is a huge fridge.
Yeah, our last one was a standard depth. Like,
Yeah.
we were like, oh, we're gonna be okay because we got that island right there, and it, especially when Crystal was big pregnant, like it was a little difficult that she had to like maneuver around just to open both doors.
So
But,
when we bought ours, I was looking at that, right? But I still wanted a pretty good size 36-inch wide fridge. And there was this one that was in between. Like it wasn't quite counter depth, but it wasn't quite full size.
Mm-hmm.
And it has no handles. It has flat fronts, and then it has like a pull, like in the middle.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's a side by side, and not it doesn't have the pull
French-
out freezer door.
French
Yeah, it's French door. Yeah,
French doors.
and it was like, I think what is counter depth is like right around 26, 24.
Yeah,
inches
26.
deep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then regular is like 34
Yeah,
deep, and this
that's
one
not
was
including the
like-
door. Yeah,
and that's not including the door handle. Yeah, so this one was like 32 or something, and it was just right. But yeah, that's like a thing. It's very annoying.
And Colton,
Yeah.
let me ask, because I gave you some advice, and this is actually going to be my nugget. Did you end up haggling on the price?
Oh, of the
Yes.
refrigerator? No, we bought it online and they delivered next day, kind of thing. I got it from Lowe's actually,
Okay.
which I did a lot of searching.
Mm-hmm.
I
Lowe's has
looked
got
at
good deals on that.
I
stuff.
looked at different outlet warehouses, like
Yep.
you suggested, and which not a lot of them had Whirlpool. Like I saw one that was all LG, Samsung, and I was like, which I didn't want either of those. And like after being just burned on it,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, I didn't have. I bought it online, actually,
Okay.
which it was already on a sale a little bit.
Okay.
And yeah, we didn't spend a crazy amount. It just burns me whenever there's like decent fridges on Marketplace for $500-600, or like maybe if you can get over a dent.
Yeah.
But I was like, nope. Also, here's a tricky thing too. Whirlpool and Lowe's and everybody is doing it. They're lying to you a little bit on the manufacturer warranty, right? Like there was like 3 different times where it said the manufacturer warranty is 1 year, and yes, the initial part of the manufacturer warranty is 1 year. Every place is trying to sell you the extra warranties,
Yes.
right? And I wasn't going to go cheap on it. Like I want to get a good warranty, but I read into it on what I was actually getting. And so like that 1 year warranty from the manufacturer is for like everything, like dents, doors, whatever. Whenever all I really want manufactured is the refrigeration system, right? The evaporation coils, the condenser, the fan, everything. But if you read into it, it says from year 2 to 5, it covers all of the refrigeration line.
Right.
And yeah, even Whirlpool, whenever I was just registering the product, which I did, thank you, Jess. Jess, you were saying to do that, right?
It was me.
Ross, thank you. First thing I did, register it, called the line, got it in. And yeah, even then, it was still trying to upsell me, which that one, they're trying to sell me a monthly.
Oh, yeah, of course.
$7 a month for that one.
Yeah.
And then Home Depot was trying to sell me up, like, it was like extend it to 5 years for $300. And which it would have just done like a little bit extra over the manufacturer warranty.
Yeah.
But yeah, even Whirlpool was in on it, which made me sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, read the warranty a little bit.
Home Depot's got a deal where they've got their warranties on some things like our washer and dryer. And if you don't use it, they give you half your money back.
Oh.
About a 5 year. And if you don't use it at all, then they give you half your money back. I think it was probably $400, I think, for both of them. As it turns out, the heater coils went out in the dryer, and it paid for itself. So I was glad that I got it. It's always a gamble, right?
Yep.
If you buy something fancy, those new fancy ones with all the buttons and stuff, they break. The old ones that are like simple with the old turn knobs, 20, 30 years that darn
Yeah.
thing would last.
Dude,
Yeah.
I like
Although
my
they are
truck
giving
like
you
that.
10-year warranties on the motors now because they're direct drive. A lot of them are.
So my nugget kind of ties in with this, especially when you're buying appliances, but you can literally do this on almost anything. You can haggle, and you should haggle at almost every store. I've even done it at the grocery store because I'm that guy sometimes. But when you go to do a large purchase like an appliance, number one, always talk about open box, always talk about floor models. If you are willing to look at the scratch and dent, a lot of times there is a tiny dent, usually on the side, that somebody goes, nope, I can't live with this. If you're willing to put up with it, they'll say, oh, we'll take $300 off for this. The simplest haggling is acting like nobody else is going to want this specific one. If you, for instance, when I had to go buy my fridge recently, I went to, there's an appliance kind of superstore near me that I love going to. They have everything under the sun. It's one of my favorite stores. Anyway, I went in and had my wife walk through, narrow it down to like 3 or 4 fridges. And I was like, okay, now I need you to take the kids and leave. Like, just walk away. Give me like a half hour. And I walked with the sales rep, and I was like, okay, I'm down to, these 3. What do you have in stock that's going to be counter height? Then we narrowed it down to 2. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to take this floor model, but I also saw when you looked up in your inventory, you have one that's scratch and dent. I want to see that one. And so we walked into the very back, and a fridge that was supposed to be like $8,500 initially. I wasn't paying that. Being that it was it had been a floor model, and then it was a scratch and dent one because somebody opened up another fridge door into it and scratched it. They said they were going to have to send it back for warranty repair on that. And I was like, tell you what, because of that, it was a floor model. It's scratched and dent, and it's about to be last year's model. If you do it for $3,500, I will take it right now. And if you take off the delivery fee, I can have you loaded on my truck for an extra $500. You take it off. I will walk out of here for $3,000 with this right now. And they were like, ooh, the best I can do is $3,150. And I was like, well, I guess we can agree upon that. And I walked out for that price. And my wife was like, okay, what did we get and what did we pay? And I was like, well, we could have bought another fridge with the money I saved. Like,
hell yeah,
literally.
What brand is that?
So we ended up with a
must be nice.
Samsung, but it's one that has a built-in TV that also has AI
that deal.
features.
I've
Yeah.
seen those.
So-
Is that handy? Do you like that?
Groceries you got.
Yeah, so there's a lot of times where when you're at the grocery store, you can log on and be like, do I have eggs left? And go onto the system, and it'll look in your fridge and be like, oh, I do have eggs. Okay.
What?
Or
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
you can also go onto the screen and say, I don't know what I want for dinner tonight. Figure out based on what's in my fridge what we can make. And it'll pull up like 10 different recipes of like, you have this, 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 and this. And it also will take a look and say, okay, inventory wise, you put these things in on these dates and we haven't seen them come out. Every 7 days, it's like you should clean out these items or at least check on it.
So
That's crazy.
What are you going to do when it like tries to blackmail you because it's got pictures of you eating ice cream in your underwear at midnight, and it's like, I'm going to send these to your wife if you don't. I know you're on a diet, and your
well,
wife
the good news.
What if it did that? Like lock the fridge, like get out of here, fat ass. Like, how about a carrot stick?
So honestly, the
Sure
two
you
things
want to
that
do that.
I like about it the most, number one, you can put on like, a fireplace or whatever, or waves in the background and have like a cool screen, just as like a screensaver while you're cooking. Or you can turn on like a cooking show or something on YouTube and it'll pull up the full recipe and have it all there for you. But it also has the daily weather, and you can put your calendar on there too. So like first thing in the morning when you go in the fridge and you're packing the kids' lunches and stuff, you can look and be like, oh my God, today the kids have this, this, and this, and the weather's going to be this. And like everything's right there. I love that functionality. So
Yeah. I do like it. I worry about it breaking, but I think screens have come a long way. So
Yes.
it should be. They've had that particular kind of thing going on for those fridges. I love the idea of being able to look inside your fridge when you're on your phone.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Pretty cool. How does the camera not fog up?
It's I don't know. It's wizardry.
It's amazing if you ask me.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah,
I didn't know they were that expensive.
So that would be my nugget. Make sure you haggle wherever you're at. And I will say, if any of you are musicians, one of the best places to haggle at is Guitar Center, but do not ever go in on a weekend because those are their quote unquote sale days. If you go in during the week, they will almost pay you to take something out of the store.
Yeah. Hey, that reminds me too. Super cool and random. The guy who, the repair guy who was looking at the fridge.
Yeah.
He saw my guitar in the corner. Yeah. He's like, you mind if I pick around, buddy? I was like, hell yeah, dude, get it. And so he's been playing guitar for like 30 years or like been in bands and his band. The audio interface that you gave me, Jess.
Yeah.
He showed me how to use all of it and like suggested like my next buys with it.
Nice.
I do want to keep like recording and all that. And his band is called Rainchild, one word. And they freaking rock, man. Like, did y'all listen to I think I sent y'all a song.
I did not as of yet.
I have
will
not listened to it.
Hey,
I will now.
They rock pretty good. It sounds like maybe like 2000s rock or like 2010s rock.
Okay.
But he's good. Then on YouTube, he does some really good covers. Like he does one crazy good cover of like Sober. The song is called Sober. Really neat guy. But
Colton, like everybody he meets. It's hilarious.
Everybody. All right.
Everybody.
All right, gentlemen, I think it's time to wrap things up here. We just crossed the 2-hour mark. So to all the listeners out there, we have one request. If you have made it this far, chances are you are an avid listener. We still need suggestions sent to us for what the theme of the episode names should be for season 4, which starts the first week in March. So we got like 2 weeks left. So send in your submissions. But in the meantime, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button wherever you're listening to this podcast. And thank you very much for tuning in this week. We hope you enjoyed every second of this episode. If you didn't, please send all your complaints to our Chevy Silverado obsessed legal representation at Hubbard & Kelly Legal Partners, where they tried to seduce their last female judge by saying, "Fire it up! Let's go get this thing stuck. Baby, you're a song and you make me want to roll my windows down and cruise." Long story short, they both got contempt of court and they've been detained, so they may not answer your call. But for Jess, Colton, and Ross, this has been the Beat Around the Bench podcast, and we will catch you all next time.
See ya.